So, Sanders sides. I want to talk about a specific side that kind of gets a bad rep. And you know what? I think that's a little bit mean of people because this is my favorite side. And if you guys don't know which side it is, I'm going to be surprised because I've made like 3 or 2 animatics with him. It's deceit. Deceit's my favorite side. And y'all can fight me on this. Obviously, I'm not going to dissuade any people who have issues with deceit because of trauma and stuff, because that's entirely different than just not liking him. But yeah, obviously that's a whole different cup of tea, and we're not gonna take a sip out of that tea today. Anyways, deceit. I want to talk about how he's actually pretty chill. Specifically, obviously, the most obvious example of him being pretty chill is in, selfishness versus selflessness. Listen, Thomas, the character, not real life Thomas Sanders, but Thomas, the character, should have gone to the callback, and I don't think that Patton was right. That's my hot take, okay? Listen. Deceit was looking out for Thomas. Deceit was essentially how I see deceit is, I think Logan described him like this. Deceit is he's Thomas's self-preservation. Big. So he is telling Thomas, hey, look, you want to do this thing, and okay, maybe your friends won't be the happiest, but the fact is, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you, and it would make you miserable if you, didn't take this opportunity. So if you just talk to your friends and be like, yo, sorry, can't do this, this could literally be life-changing, then he should, yeah, that's what Deceit's saying. Deceit's yo, what's up? And then Patton's yeah, but your friends would be mad, lol. And I think also a big part of Deceit's thing is that, Thomas tends to, the character, again. Just, if I talk about Thomas from here on out, it's about the character. Thomas, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, no. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, so Deceit at the end, he was kind of you're still missing the point. And can I just say, I love that scene. But he was like, oh, you're still missing the point. And you guys might be wondering, oh, what is the point? It's just Deceit didn't want Thomas to be taking it so seriously. And he shouldn't have been. It's not a big deal if you're, selfish every once in a while. It's not you don't have to have a big moral argument every time you're thinking about doing something for yourself that might, not be perfect for your friends. Deceit's whole point is hey, Thomas, you can and you should do things for yourself, because it's not healthy if you only do things for other people. So Deceit was yo, my guy, you have so much more to lose if you miss the callback, my guy. And also, even in the first, and it's not Deceit doesn't care about Thomas's friends. Think about the first time he was introduced. The entire plot of that was he was worried about upsetting Thomas's friend. So, you might be thinking, well, I actually have a theory about Deceit, and listen, this is coming from a queer person. And obviously, I don't know if this is what Thomas is, intending with Deceit. Obviously, I don't know, what, Deceit's actually for, or whatever. I made a Tumblr post about this, because I'm cringy, but my hot take is Deceit is a big example of what it's like to be a gay person. Because think about it. So Deceit canonically has been shown to be a part of Thomas's self-preservation, hence why he's so intent on protecting Thomas from either his friends like, in the first video of his friends, like, being upset with him, and this second one of Thomas, like, you know, missing an opportunity. So he's Thomas's self-preservation. What do you think lying has to do with being gay and being in, like, a mindset of self-preservation? So, like, the whole thing with Deceit wanting to lie to not upset Thomas's friend. As a gay person, that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is Deceit is an example, well, I think in canon, but obviously, again, I don't know what Thomas is intending with Deceit, but I think Deceit is an example of a defense mechanism that the character Thomas built when he was, you know, growing up, being gay, and being in the closet. Because, you know what? I get it. I hide things from, like, my family because I'm gay. Even though I'm out to them, I still have, like, things that I don't want to tell them because I don't want to upset them. And that's part of the gay experience. I'm gay, what's up? So, like, a lot of times my instinct is to, like, hide things that I think would upset other people. But that's, like, you know, that's a whole other tea thing. So, yeah, Deceit is chill. And also, in the Remus video, like, he's saying, like, hey, Thomas, be more honest with yourself. That was the whole thing. Deceit's trying to be like, hey, Thomas, you're not a perfect person. Or, like, whatever. And also, all your, like, dark sides, you know, it's not really dark sides. It's more like morally gray. Everybody's in the gray. Thomas, because Remus was like, hey, Deceit's like, you should be more honest with yourself about the things that are bothering you. And you know what? Deceit's right for doing that. Thomas should be more honest about himself, because you know what? The only way you can deal with your problems is by acknowledging them. So now Thomas is able to deal with Remus. And you know why? It's because Thomas was honest with himself and acknowledged that Remus existed. And you know what Remus implied? That it was Deceit's doing. That Deceit was the reason that Thomas was being honest with himself. For a character named Deceit, he's actually pushing Thomas to acknowledge the hard truths within himself. That was his entire argument in Selfishness versus Selflessness. He wanted Thomas to acknowledge the fact that he wanted to go to the callback. Even though his morality might have been protesting, it didn't change the fact that Thomas's true emotions was wanting to go to the callback. And I think it also stands to a point that at the end of that video, Deceit didn't want Thomas to be punished. Remember? Yeah, he was just like, okay, I made my point. And then Roman was like, Thomas was the one who was like, hey, I should be punished. And then Roman gave him the punishment. Deceit at the end was like, we don't need that, because now you see my point. Now you see that Thomas wants to go to the callback, and he should, because that's what he wants. Sorry. Like, that's what frustrates me about Patton. And obviously this is like, it makes sense. Morality obviously has a say in all of your, like, arguments and thinkings and, like, what you want to do. And it's not a big surprise that Patton's such, like, a big part of the character's Thomas's, like, decision making process. But the problem is that can't be all of it, right? Like, yeah, say, like, my friends are like, yo, I want to go to this concert. And I'm like, wow, I feel like hot garbage. And that's too loud and will probably give me a panic attack. I don't want to go. But, like, you know, Patton will probably be like, oh, we should go anyway, because your friends will be upset, lol. And then you would go, and then you would have a miserable time. Like, obviously this is mean to Patton. Please know that I do love him. I'm just upset. I just like Deceit a lot. But yeah, Deceit's whole character is like, hey, Thomas, you should do things for you, boo. Treat yourself. And you know what? Yeah, he's not perfect. He kind of sucks in the fact that he should not have disguised himself as Pat in the first video. He should not have used all the manipulation tactics that he used in Selfishness versus Selflessness. And I'm not denying that. He's a hoe. He's a hoe-ass bitch. But here's the thing. So was Virgil. Hey guys, did you forget that Virgil used to be kind of a jerk? Like, did you forget Virgil just like popping up and giving existential dread to everyone? Did you forget that he was like kind of mean to the other sides? What? Yeah, I'm not gonna deny the fact that like Virgil's super chill now and I love him, but like, you can't just say Deceit's behavior is bad, which is why he's bad, because you know what, Virgil's behavior wasn't that good, and obviously he's not bad, he's chill, I love him. Yeah, and also, hey, Virgil was a dark side, or at least that's what I think was being, you're like, oh, I was one of them too. He's a dark side, but yet he's chill. And clearly, he has good intentions with Thomas. He just wasn't doing it in the right way. And that's what I think is happening with Deceit. Virgil wasn't being listened to, so he acted out in ways that weren't healthy for Thomas. And then he eventually learned and grew to be accepted as part of the group. And now Thomas has a way to deal with Virgil healthily. And you know what? I think... here's my hot take. I think Virgil is still a dark side. Because anxiety is still bad, quote unquote. But it's just Thomas knows how to deal with that. And he knows the line between like a healthy amount of fear and an anxious amount of fear. Obviously, Virgil's still helping Thomas. But, you know, he's still a quote unquote dark side. And I think the same thing is with Deceit. I think Deceit can help Thomas. I think if my theory is correct, I think he has helped Thomas, and I think he has the best intentions with Thomas, but he might not be going about it in the same way. And I think at least I'm hoping that it might go down the same way as like with Virgil. You know, like, yeah, maybe you're not perfect, but I need to learn how to deal with you. And by learning how to deal with you, I can accept you as a part of myself. And then, like, yeah, you still might not be, like, you know, it's, but, yeah, I just, like, Deceit's super chill. And I like him a lot. And also, his aesthetic is just objectively the best. Like, Remus is a trash animal. And also, I don't like Remus, to be honest. But that's, like, more personal reasons. Lol. But, like, yeah, Deceit's, like, Remus is a trash animal. Like, Roman's just, like, a Disney prince. Like, whatever you go. Logan is a math nerd. Patton's a dad. Like, Virgil's an emo boy. But Deceit is a sexy ass villain. And I love him. But, yeah, okay. I had another point. Let me get it for a second. Oh, okay, I got it. I had to pause the recording for a second, so if that comes out weird, sorry. But this kind of goes into, again, more theories about, like, you know, names, because, it's been, like a whole last year. Deceit, what's your name? Deceit, tell us. Deceit. I get that you're Deceit. And your whole thing is telling the truth, even though you're pushing Thomas to tell the truth. But Deceit, what's your name? My hot take is I like the name Ethan for him, which, to be fair, for me is kind of weird because I have a brother named Ethan. But, okay, so we have Patton, Pathos, Logan, Locos, Ethan, Ethos. And the entire point of Ethos is proving that you're coming from a reliable and trustworthy source. You know, that you're telling the truth, which is, like, kind of ironic. Wait, let me, like, look up the definition of ethos for a second, sorry. Yeah, the entire point of it is discussing credibility, which I think makes sense for Deceit, because his entire point is trying to show Thomas that, like, he is a side that needs to be listened to, and he is trying to, like show that his arguments are credible. And also it's like kind of ironic because deceit, how can you be credible? But he is, because I say so. I love him. Okay, in conclusion, basically in summary, deceit is self-preservation. Deceit is probably from being homo. I don't know. And I love him, and I don't think he's bad. That's it. Like, this is 15 minutes long. Okay. Yeah, in conclusion, best snake boy. And we stan. Okay, that's it. Goodbye.